Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about one of the most talked about aesthetics of the last year, rich woman style, also known online as rich mom style. You've probably seen this look all over your feed, women who look incredibly polished in a very quiet, controlled, daytime luxury way. Nothing feels loud, nothing feels trend hungry, but everything looks expensive, stable, and intentional. And what's interesting is, this aesthetic didn't come out of nowhere. It grew right after the quiet luxury wave, but it shifted into something more practical and more wearable. Quiet luxury can sometimes feel very editorial and reserved. Rich mom style feels more lived in, more daytime, more powerful in motion. It's elegance that can walk, drive, carry a tote, run a schedule, and still look composed. In this video, like always, we're going to break this down properly. We'll talk about the core mindset behind the look, the silhouette logic, fabrics, color systems, key wardrobe pillars, accessories, grooming, outfit formulas, and how to build this style even if you're not shopping at luxury houses. Think of this as a full blueprint, not just inspiration. Let's start with the foundation, the energy behind the aesthetic, because that's where the real difference lives. Rich mom style is less about clothes and more about visual authority. When you look at someone dressed in this aesthetic, the first impression is not fashion girl. It's she has her life together. The outfits communicate control, consistency, and clarity. There's no visual chaos. No overlayering, no trend stacking, no desperate styling tricks. Instead, the looks feel edited, decided, repeated with confidence. And that repetition is actually important, because real wealth dressing is rarely about constant reinvention. It's about uniform dressing with variation. Another key point is emotional tone. These outfits don't try to look cool. They don't try to look young. They don't try to impress. They look settled. And ironically, that's exactly what makes them impressive. You'll also notice this style sits between classic femininity and soft power dressing. It's not fragile, but it's not aggressive either. It's composed. If we strip this aesthetic down to one technical rule, it would be this: structure beats trend. When outfits look expensive, it's usually because the silhouette reads clearly from a distance. Strong shoulders, clean lines, balanced proportions. Nothing collapsing into the body, nothing fighting the body either. Most pieces either skim the figure or fall straight from it. Tailoring is common, but not tight tailoring. Relaxed tailoring. Controlled volume. You'll see longer lines in coats and blazers, mid to high rises in bottoms, and shapes that elongate instead of decorate. Oversized exists here, but it's deliberate oversized, not sloppy oversized. There's always anchor and counterbalance. If one piece is relaxed, another piece is grounding the shape. This is why rich mom outfits photograph well and age well. Silhouette logic is timeless. Fabric is one of the most underestimated parts of expensive dressing. Before someone notices your color palette or your styling, they subconsciously read texture. Rich mom wardrobes lean heavily toward materials that hold shape and reflect light softly instead of sharply. Even casual pieces look textural rather than flimsy. You'll see a lot of crisp cotton shirting, structured denim, wool coatings, brushed knits, cashmere blends, linen with weight, tweed textures, suede, and smooth leather. These fabrics create visual density, and density reads as quality. Very thin, clingy, overly stretchy fabrics tend to break the illusion quickly. That's why swapping fabric quality, even in similar silhouettes, dramatically changes the visual class of an outfit. Let's talk color, because rich mom style is very disciplined here. The palette is usually neutral dominant, but not flat. Think layered neutrals rather than single neutrals. Cream with camel, camel with chocolate, navy with ivory, gray with white, black with tan. This layered neutral system creates depth without noise. And because the colors all belong to the same family, outfits look cohesive even when pieces are mixed freely. Color appears occasionally, but when it does, it's grounded. Deep red, forest green, muted blue, not neon, not candy tones, not hyper-saturation. The mood stays mature. This is also why capsule wardrobes work extremely well with this aesthetic. The palette naturally supports repetition and recombination. Now, let's talk about the recurring wardrobe anchors that show up again and again in this style. Blazers are everywhere, often slightly relaxed, shoulder-defined, neutral-toned. They act like instant polish layers. Tailored trousers are another constant. Straight or wide, clean front, minimal distraction. They elevate knits and shirts immediately. Button-down shirts, especially white cream blue, are foundational. They bring crispness into soft outfits. Knitwear is central, but it's clean knitwear. Minimal surface noise, strong neckline shapes. Coats are long and structured, often the hero piece of the outfit. Denim exists, but it's classic denim. Clean washes, strong fits, no chaos distressing. Footwear leans timeless. Loafers, refined flats, sleek sneakers, boots, classic pumps. You'll notice, none of these are trend-dependent categories. They are stability categories. Accessories carry a lot of visual weight in this aesthetic. Structured leather bags are almost symbolic here. Medium to large sizes, clean shapes, minimal hardware. They project capability and elegance at the same time. Jewelry is usually gold-leaning and layered lightly, never overloaded. Rings, hoops, bracelets, simple chains, watches appear frequently. They communicate maturity and discipline. Sunglasses are bold but classic, not novelty frames. Belts are used strategically to define shape and finish looks. Accessories in this aesthetic don't scream, they confirm. Hair, skin, and grooming are essential multipliers in this look. Hair usually looks healthy and controlled. Blowouts, soft waves, sleek buns, low ponytails, clean parts, rarely chaotic. Makeup is skin first. Polished, natural, balanced. Nails are neutral or classic. This grooming level is what allows simple clothing to read as expensive instead of plain. One overlooked element of rich mom style is behavioral styling, how outfits are repeated and owned. This aesthetic looks convincing because pieces are reworn confidently. The same coat appears often, the same bag appears often, the same silhouettes repeat. That repetition signals certainty, and certainty reads as wealth. Constant novelty reads as fashion. Controlled repetition reads as status. When we talk about rich mom style, it's helpful to look at real icons who embody this trend. The effortless, understated luxury that feels practical, yet undeniably polished. Sofia Richie has been one of the faces of this understated, polished aesthetic on and off the red carpet. She gravitates toward minimalist silhouettes, structured jackets, tailored trousers, and slingback heels, all in a controlled palette that feels simultaneously chic and practical. Her clean, slicked-back hairstyles and thoughtful jewelry elevate even simple ensembles. For Jasmine Tookes, the magic is in the details. She knows how to take a cozy knit or relaxed trousers and turn them into standout moments with crisp tailoring, perfectly placed tucks, and investment accessories, like a classic Birkin. Her outfits feel lived in but elevated, a key ingredient in this aesthetic. Giselle embodies the rich mom vibe by turning very simple pieces, like white jeans and classic tees, into instantly elevated outfits. She leans into neutrals and statement bags, showing how a timeless palette and refined tailoring can look luxurious without relying on trends or loud logos. Gwyneth Paltrow is almost a blueprint for refined minimal dressing. Clean tailoring, cashmere, monochrome palettes, sculpted silhouettes, her wardrobe consistently reflects restraint and quality. She proves that when grooming, fabric, and fit are strong, you don't need visual noise. Jennifer Lawrence represents the relaxed side of this aesthetic. You'll often see her in trench coats, knits, straight trousers, loafers, and structured totes. Her outfits feel practical and repeatable, but still elevated. She's a great reference for how rich woman style works in real daily life, not just styled moments. Now let's look at some outfit ideas, so you can see how this rich mom aesthetic comes together in real life. As you're watching these looks, notice how nothing feels overdone or overcomplicated. The power of this style really comes from balance, clean shapes, controlled color palettes, and pieces that look intentional together. You'll see that many of these outfits are built around one strong structured element, combined with softer, more relaxed elements. That contrast is important. When everything is too relaxed, the outfit loses authority. When everything is too sharp, it can feel stiff. This aesthetic lives right in the middle, polished but comfortable. Pay attention also to the overall impression instead of the individual pieces. Rich style dressing is never about one item carrying the entire outfit. It's about harmony. Each element supports the other, and that creates the composed, high-end effect. As you go through these examples, think in terms of formulas rather than exact combinations. Structured plus soft, neutral plus depth, clean base plus refined finish. When you start dressing with those formulas in mind, building outfits like this becomes much easier and much more repeatable. And the most important thing, every look still feels wearable. That's the signature of this aesthetic. Elevated but realistic, polished but not forced. So that's the rich woman, or rich mom style broken down step by step. As you can see, it's really not about wearing the most expensive things. It's about choosing the right colors, better fabrics, clean shapes, and repeating strong basics that always look polished. When your wardrobe is built on those foundations, getting dressed becomes much easier, and your outfits naturally start to look more elevated. I hope this guide gave you clear ideas and inspiration for building that calm, refined, expensive-looking aesthetic in your own way. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments which style or celebrity you want me to break down next. See you in the next one.